Hi, this is Janet, and I'm just taking a moment to show you in a little more detail some of the features of the whiteboard in Koala Go. So I would go ahead and open up my Koala Go, and it will usually open up to the activity page that you had it open to when you last used it. So in this case, there's a blank page in a whiteboard, but this is a student's activity folder. And so here's a page that we use to practice sight words. So I will have a sight word under this number. And I'll have the word typed on a sticky note, a letter that might be tricky and it underlined. The student can study that, and then they can type it onto this sticky note. So just to demonstrate some features, I'm going to recreate this and show you how I did it so you can see the different things that I used. So first we need to get our private eye. So he's an image file on my computer, and I would just select him and add him as an image. You can resize him. I'll move him over and lock him, so we don't want him to move around or the student to move him around, so that will keep him secure. Then we want our writing notes. So this is a sticky note feature. And when you select it and you click, a sticky note appears and you can resize it. So we'll make that a little bit bigger for typing or writing. And then we need our smaller sticky note that has our sight word on it. Make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to go ahead and type the word that we're studying. If we want to change the color, we can do that by going to the menu here. And then we also want another sticky note that can cover it up so that we can see if we remember it when we're practicing writing it. You can put something on this, a number or a question mark if you have more than one sight word. Then we want to make that little red line that we can use to underline a tricky letter. So for that, you would choose the pencil tool. Make it a little thicker. Make it the color you want. Then if you hold the Shift key down, it will help that be a straight line. And once you've made that line, you can go back to the cursor tool and select it. And if you lock it into place and then hit this clonable key, you will be able to drag lines out of it and not have to make it all the time. So here I want to take one of these lines and put it under the letter that might be tricky and cover it up. So you notice that line is on top because it was the last thing made, but all you need to do is bring the sticky note to the front and that will cover it up. We want to go ahead and add our text box. If you want to put a label on here, you click out and then you can place it. You can resize it if you want. And then the last thing, if you want, you can change the background. So when I do that, that takes me to a page that shows everything that's in this particular book. I will select the page we're working on in background. And maybe just go to where it might have a color I want to have in the background. And then I can open it again, and now it's got a new background. And one other thing you can do that I wanted to mention before I go is the student, if they would prefer, they can write the words using the pencil tool rather than type them. They can use their mouse, or they can use the stylus, or even their finger if they have a touch screen. And then they can go ahead when they're practicing, if you prefer or they prefer, and write the word out. And some students really like doing that. And this little back arrow, if there's a mistake, it's easy to go back one letter at a time and get rid of it. I hope this gives you some ideas on ways you can use the whiteboard in your online classroom.